Jim. Only on News 4, a woman describes the moment a dump truck slammed into her and what the driver of the truck told her moments after the crash.
And an arrow unimaginable. Run over by a dump truck and then dragged down a D.C. street.
This afternoon, only on News 4, the victim is sharing her story. Bianca Butler survived the crash back in July, but her life changed forever in that horrible moment. She fought to recover, and now she's ready to leave the hospital. Bianca is speaking only to News 4's Pat Collins. So, Pat, how's she doing?
Well, she's doing remarkably well. You know, Pat, it's been 70 days. 70 days since it happened. 70 days since a gigantic dump truck ran over Bianca Butler here on South Dakota Avenue. And now, finally, she's getting ready to leave the hospital and talking about what happened here 70 days ago.
I was screaming for my life. I thought I was going to die that day, but I didn't. But I thank God, you know what I'm saying, to let me see another day.
Bianca Butler is 5'3". She weighs 105 pounds. When you see her, and then you see the size of that dump truck, you realize how lucky she is to be alive.
Oh, I did it.
But don't take my word for it. Listen to her doctor.
She had massive soft tissue injuries, and if she could not have gotten to a healthcare facility quickly, that it could have been a different outcome.
It was back on July 11th. Bianca Butler was crossing 33rd Street at South Dakota Avenue when she was struck by a dump truck. She was dragged some 67 feet before the driver heard her screams and brought that truck to a stop.
Stuff was coming out of my leg, like I lost half of my knee because of him on this right leg, and my left leg, my foot was dangling apart, you know what I'm saying, coming apart from my leg.
And you saw this because you were conscious.
Yes.
And then he came up to you, and what did he say?
He said sorry. That was it.
Bianca's undergone 8 operations. There are more surgeries ahead. She's in a wheelchair now. She's determined to get back on her feet. The will to walk coming up at 5 o'clock. Now back to you.
Right, long way back for her, but looks like she's going to try to pull through this. Thank you so much, Pat. President.
Just weeks ago, getting up this ramp would have been impossible. Bianca Butler was bound to a hospital bed after a dump truck ran her over. She fought to recover, and now she's ready to go home. She wants to walk, but the damage from that crash, it is extensive.
Like I lost half of my knee because of him on this right leg, and my left leg, my foot was dangling apart.
Bianca sat down today with Pat Collins. He is live at the intersection where that life-changing crash occurred. A story you're only going to see on News 4. Pat?
Wendy, Bianca Butler says she wants to walk again. Bianca Butler says she's going to walk again. And Bianca Butler is a very determined young woman.
I will be able to walk again. I am going to walk again. And when I walk again, I prove all these people in the hospital and hear that, yes, I'm back.
Bianca Butler at the MedStar Rehabilitation Hospital. She gets around in a wheelchair now. You see, she's been through 8 operations and she has more surgeries to come. But when you hear her story, you'll realize
I did it.
how lucky she is to be alive.
I was screaming for my life. I thought I was going to die that day.
It happened back on July 11th. Bianca was crossing 33rd Street at South Dakota Avenue. A huge dump truck rolled over her legs and dragged her some 67 feet before it came to a stop. Bianca was conscious through it all. She saw the wounds to her leg, and she saw the driver of the truck.
Stuff was coming out of my leg, like I lost half of my knee because of him on this right leg. And my left leg, my foot was dangling apart, you know what I'm saying, coming apart from my leg.
And you saw this because you were
yes.
conscious.
Yes.
And then he came up to you, and what did he say?
He said sorry. That was it.
The truck involved in the accident belongs to Fort Myer Construction. The driver identified as Ismail Alvarez. He's been cited by police for failure to yield to a pedestrian. At the time of the South Dakota Avenue accident, Alvarez was awaiting trial on a hit-and-run charge from a dump truck personal injury accident back in 2015. That case is still unresolved. Now, truck driver Ismail Alvarez no longer works for Fort Myer Construction. Wendy?
Pat Collins. Pat, I'm wondering, because the woman is, she's just 23. I know she was about to start a job then. She's had 8 surgeries. She's got other surgeries to come. What kind of insurance, what kind of financial means does she have to cover all of this recovery? And when she does walk, which I think we all believe she will, does she have something to walk to?
Well, she's 23 years old. She's on government-supported health insurance right now. As a matter of fact, on the day of this accident, she was right down the street here on South Dakota Avenue applying for a job at the Goodwill store here, and she was on her way home when she was struck by the truck at this intersection right behind me.
All right. Pat Collins, I know you're going to be following up and keeping tabs on her. Thanks so much.